All right, Gene, as we're watching our backstroke here above water, a couple things we see real quick. So the one thing is when you look at your exit here, you can see that wrist is kind of bent, right? We want to make sure that we're coming out with those thumbs up, and then we're always entering with those pinkies in. When we come up with that wrist bent, you're not really able to finish that bottom part of that stroke. So we really want to work at making sure that thumb is coming up and that wrist really is more in line with your forearm. As your hand gets up here, you can see you get a slight bend in that elbow. And again, your wrist is still following. So we really want to think, and Lynette does that drill a lot, that straight arm recovery drill. We really want to think about making sure we have a much better straight arm recovery, shoulders nice and high, but that arm being really straight above that water. We don't want to see quite so much of a bend there. Right here, now you've got your arm straightened out. You've got your pinky getting ready to go into the water. So as you're about 2/3 of the way through that stroke, you get your hands in the exact right position we want to see it. So well done there. As you do a good job of entering here, your head's up a little bit high. We do want to see that head go down just a little bit more, or not down so much, just back. To get your head back a little bit more, I think we'll see those hips come up, which will help get those legs up just a little bit higher, because your foot position is so good, and your legs and your kick looks great, but we just don't see it up high enough. So if we get those feet up a little bit higher, or get that head back a little bit better, those feet will come up a little bit higher, and then that kick will be perfect. As we come out with that left side, we can see definitely right here, you can see big bend in that elbow. We've got to work on just straight arm recovery, Jane. Your backstroke this season has looked so good. I mean, it's been probably one of my biggest surprises with you is just how strong your backstroke looks right now. So let's work on that recovery above water. But as we get in here, you can see you turn to your pinky. Really really well done there. That's a good job. You can kind of see that head moving just slightly. Work and keep that head still. But again, if we can just lower that head backwards a little bit better, you're going to be a lot stronger. It's going to be a lot easier to get those hips up. It's going to make you a lot stronger during that swim. Like how your fingers are open just a little bit. That kind of opens up a little bit more what you're catching the water with. You want your hands, which we like sometimes call paddles. We want those paddles really grabbing that water. Okay, so right here you can see how bent that wrist is. We want to make sure, and let's kind of get back to where it was exiting. So you can see with the way that wrist is, literally your hand finishes, but you bend that wrist before you even bring your hand out. So work on keeping those hands and that wrist in line with your forearm. Don't let it bend so much. Right there at the very last second, you get it right to where it needs to be. Left hand, same thing, same wrist bend. So let's get rid of that wrist bend, okay? Think about just keeping it in line. As we go into our turn here, good stroke count. I'd like to see your head down, just to turn your head a little bit quicker. You kind of see that you're almost here on your stomach and your head's really late getting down. So turn that head down a little bit quicker. Get on that stomach and really grab that water and get a good freestyle pull. Great job bringing your feet over. Okay, that streamline looks pretty good, but you can see you're just barely off that wall, and you can see that your knees are already bent. So you started that first dolphin kick just a little bit early. So Jane, the one thing we want to work on is just remembering about 2 seconds off your turn before you start dolphin kicking, okay? The fastest point you are in a race is during the start, right? The second fastest point you are during a race is off the turn. So if you can hold your streamline a little bit longer, it's just going to help you out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good dolphin kicks. I love the fact that you're behind the flags. But again, you can see that your head is just breaking the surface and you just barely started that first stroke. So we do want to make sure, let's go to 6 dolphin kicks, then flutter kick it out. And as you start that flutter kick, that's really when you're going to probably be starting that first stroke, because you're going to be getting closer to the top of the water. Okay, so we got to work on the breakout. But man, great job coming off that wall. So good. Again, you can kind of see your chin is tucked to your chest a little bit. Get that head back a little bit better. Okay, Jane? You're awesome. Keep it up.